Welcome back, friends, to another episode of the Juicebox Podcast. Arden and I are back today with another episode of I Don't Understand. Today, we're going to talk about money, interest, savings accounts, taxes, stuff like that Arden doesn't understand. Nothing you hear on the Juicebox Podcast should be considered advice, medical or otherwise. Always consult a physician before making any changes to your healthcare plan. When you place your first order for AG1 with my link, you'll get 5 free travel packs and a free year's supply of vitamin D. drinkag1.com/juicebox. t1dexchange.org/juicebox. Go there now. Join the registry, take the survey. It takes about 10 minutes. They're going to ask you questions you know the answers to. They're looking for people who have type 1 diabetes. They're looking for people who are the caregivers of someone with type 1 diabetes. And you have to be a U.S. resident. If you fit the bill, take the survey. t1dexchange.org/juicebox. They take your questions, they take your answers, they smush them all together, and then they use that information to move type 1 diabetes research forward. You want things to get better? Go take the survey. t1dexchange.org/juicebox. All right, you ready for the main event? Here it comes. This episode of the Juicebox Podcast is sponsored by Cozy Earth. CozyEarth.com. Use the offer code JUICEBOX at checkout to save 40% off of the clothing, towels, sheets, off of everything they have at CozyEarth.com. Today's podcast is sponsored by US Med. USmed.com/juicebox. You can get your diabetes supplies from the same place that we do. And I'm talking about Dexcom, Libre, Omnipod, Tandem, and so much more. usmed.com/juicebox or call 888-721-1514. Okay, so you tell me that it's my decision what we're going to talk about today.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm looking at the list.
This whole conversation, I'm blind too. I can't see anything. I took my glasses off because my headphones squeeze them. So
Everything's blurry?
Yeah, and if you're making any like facial movements, I can't see them, just so you know.
Should I turn my camera off or no?
No, I'm just letting you know.
Okay, so I have 2. I'm down to 2. I'm going to let you pick between 2.
That is not what I just said.
All right. Well, the one is like a thing you said you don't understand. And I don't know if you have the energy to really dig into it. Do you have the energy to dig in?
I'll never have the energy to dig in, so pick one of them.
Okay. I have to be honest with you. I never understand what you mean when you say, I don't understand money. What does that mean?
It means I don't understand money. Like what?
I don't understand what you mean when you say, I don't understand money. What about money don't you understand?
Everything.
Okay. I don't
I don't understand how you're not picking up what I'm putting down right now.
Okay. So I'm not. Like, you can't possibly mean I don't understand the relationship between giving someone money for goods or services. Or do you mean that?
I don't understand like how realistically how you're supposed to get a job and save enough money for everything that you need. I don't understand all of the different accounts that money is supposed to go into. I don't understand retirement funds. I don't understand how to pay your taxes. I don't understand literally anything about money. So I've decided I will be marrying someone and they will, in fact, have to take care of that.
Okay, so let's go over this because I think these are things you could understand. Tax.
Like when I'm at a point in my life where I'm making enough money that I really need to figure my shit out. Like, I just want you to know that if I'm not in a relationship with another person, you will be getting a call and you're going to have to figure out my money for me.
Well, what if you lose money because you're not paying attention to it, or you let somebody help you and it turns out to be a jerk and he takes all your money?
That's not what we're talking about right now. We're talking about the fact that I don't even understand it. I probably wouldn't know.
Okay. So I'm making a list here. Taxes, accounts, retirement, savings, bills. What else?
Yeah, I'm not doing multiple podcast episodes on this.
We're talking about it right now.
Yeah, all right. I'm just putting that out there.
Okay. Okay, what else? Say that again.
I don't even know. I did say it, Dad. Were you
What
not
about
jotting?
like loans? You understand a loan?
Yeah, you give someone money, they pay it back to you. Like interest loans, I don't really get.
Okay. Interest.
Um,
Even how to get a job, how much money you need.
yeah, just like that doesn't make sense. Like, how are people making enough money to live?
Okay. How do people make enough money to live? Well, people make obviously all different kinds of money, but
Yeah, but still.
I think that big picture, people who live without going into debt just tailor their lives to the amount of income that they have. I think most people do that.
But like, do you know how people will say you should make little charts or whatever and like put like your spending and how much you're spending, a month in and like kind of whatever, that whole thing?
What would that little chart be called? Starts with a B.
Starts with a B.
Sounds like budget. Like
budget.
Yeah, people make a budget to like see how much money they have coming in, what all their bills are. That chart.
I know what a budget is, but
okay.
What do you mean it sounds like a budget?
Well, no, I thought you were trying to get to budget, but you didn't know the word.
No, I was trying to get to the point that I've never actually met a human being who does that.
Okay. Well, fair enough.
And like, not just because I'm like 20, like it's not like, oh, like my 20-year-old friends don't do it. Like I've met their families. I've met other, like I don't know a single person who actually does that. And if you're not doing that, how do you actually know? Also, how about this? How about people who say they don't have money and then they whip out like $400 and buy stuff?
Diabetes comes with a lot of things to remember. So it's nice when someone takes something off of your plate. US Med has done that for us. When it's time for Arden supplies to be refreshed, we get an email. Rolls up and in your inbox says, "Hi Arden, this is your friendly reorder email from US Med." You open up the email, it's a big button that says, "Click here to reorder," and you're done. Finally, somebody taking away a responsibility instead of adding one. US Med has done that for us. An email arrives, we click on a link, and the next thing you know, your products are at the front door. That simple. usmed.com/juicebox or call 888-721-1514. I never have to wonder if Arden has enough supplies. I click on one link, I open up a box, I put the stuff in the drawer, and we're done. US Med carries everything from insulin pumps and diabetes testing supplies to the latest CGMs like the Libre 3 and the Dexcom G7. They accept Medicare nationwide, over 800 private insurers, and all you have to do to get started is call 888-721-1514 or go to my link, usmed.com/juicebox. Using that number or my link helps to support the production of the Juicebox podcast. This is from a listener. Thank you for introducing me to Cozy Earth. For my birthday, I bought stuff to update my bed, sheets, comforter, and a blanket. It honestly made our lives better. My husband and I used to have a conversation, in quotes, every single morning about who pulled the covers so far to their side or how we were too hot or too cold. That never happens now. Both of us sleep better and more comfortably. And don't get me started on the clothes. Y'all should just try one piece. Take this as a sign to go to CozyEarth.com and use the offer code JUICEBOX at checkout. When you do, you'll save 40% off of your entire order. Doesn't matter how many sheets or towels or clothing, pieces, items, whatever you call clothing. However many you put in your cart, you're going to save 40% when you use the offer code JUICEBOX at checkout. Okay, so you've known people. Oh, I know this story. You know people who are always like, I don't have money. They cry poor, right? At every turn. We're getting into an Uber, I can't help. We're at dinner, I can't pay. Like that. And then suddenly when they want something, there's plenty of money for it.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Maybe that's how they're saving the money, by not paying for the little incidentals. And then they these $5, $10, $20 add up for them.
That's a different story.
Yeah,
I'm just saying.
That is a different story. Okay. So let's start with this, because you're going to get a job at some point in your life, right?
God, I hope so.
Okay. Let's hope that happens. And then they're going to pay you. We don't know how much. Not really important for the conversation. Do you understand how that's going to happen?
yeah, I'll get this degree and pray. I understand.
I meant when you physically have a job and it's time for payday, do you know what happens?
They pay me. Like, what are you talking about?
I'm saying, do you know how that, like if somebody said to you, okay, like, you know, it's time, you work here now, you know, they're probably going to want to direct deposit it into your account, or they're going to hand you a physical check. There's only like one of two ways it's going to happen.
Yeah, I understand that.
Okay. All right. So you have to have a bank account.
Wait, let me rephrase my question. I understand how life works, Dad. I don't understand how money works. I know that you have to hand someone a check. You don't need to help me with that.
Okay.
I don't understand retirement funds, how that money adds up, like that whole thing. Like, I don't get it.
Okay, perfect. So first, let's go over this. When you get paid as a U.S. citizen, as a taxpayer, here's what's going to come out of your check. You are going to pay federal income tax. You're going to pay a state income tax. In most states, there are some states where they don't have that. You're going to pay a tax to Social Security, a tax to Medicare, a local tax sometimes, employee benefit deductions, like if you have a 401k and you're funding it, the money will come out of your check before you get paid. That's called pre-tax money. So you're able to save $10. If you put $10 into a 401k, the entire $10 goes into it. You're not taxed until you close out the 401k and take the money out. If you take it out sooner than before you're retired, then they'll tax more of it. If you wait till you're retired, they'll tax less of it. If you have life insurance, health insurance, that all will come out. If your health insurance is through the company, will come out there. If you work in a union situation, that you may pay union dues from your taxes too. Now, I'm going to just say here at the 2024 rate, let's like, what's an amount of money? Like what do most people make? Like what's an average amount of income for people? I just want to pick an average. Hold on a second.
Also, like, I don't understand how people can buy houses anymore.
Okay. Because where do you get all that money from?
Where do you get all that money from? The market's only going up. And all the people who are starting to buy houses now are probably people who are like in their 30s, right? Starting a family.
Mm-hmm.
At the rate we're going, they probably don't have enough money to buy houses. So is that going to change? Like, are houses not going to be a thing as frequently as they used to be? Is it going to be more apartment living? Like what?
Home ownership will be down? Is that what you're wondering?
Yeah. Is that true?
We're going to get to that because that's probably happening already. So I put in $63,000 as an income because I asked, what's the average U.S. salary? It gave me $63,000. So for the 2024 brackets for a single filer, you'd pay 10% on income up to $11,000, 12% on income up to between $11,000 and $44,000. These are like, I'm not saying the exact numbers, $22,000 on income between $44,000 and $95,000. So for a person making $63,000 a year, the first $11,000 is taxed at 10%. You'd pay $1,100 to the federal income tax payment from the first $11,000. The next portion is taxed at 12% or $4,047. So those the remaining portion is taxed at 22%. That's the amount over $44,000, which is $4,025. So a person who makes $63,000 a year will pay $9,172 in federal income tax. So take your $63K and subtract $9,000 right off the top. You don't have that anymore. Okay, so hold on a second. So we're going to say your job is $63,000 and you lost.
No, I get this. So then what do you do?
Oh, I see. All right, hold on a second. I'm going to keep going. So we have the number. You're going to lose about $4,000 in Social Security tax. You're going to lose about $1,000 for Medicare. Medicare. And then there's going to be a state income tax. Like, here's an example. Like, Texas has a 0 state, Florida has 10%, so it could be anywhere in there. So we'll ignore that for now. But you make $63,000, you live in Texas, you really only have $50,000. Now, are you going to put money into your 401k to try to save for the future? Maybe you are. I don't know how much that's going to be. That comes out of the 49 as well. What would people say normally is you put in as much as you can. Some people put in 2%. Some companies match up to a certain percentage. So like some companies will tell you like, hey, put in up to 6%. We'll match up to 6%. So if you put in 6% of your income pre-tax, which over here would be, I don't know how much, like $3,600 a year, then they'll put in $3,600 as well. And we'll get to how that like adds up over time. So now you got $50,000. And what you're saying is, I'm out of college. I got 50 grand I'm making a year. I don't have any money saved. How am I supposed to save up enough money while I'm renting somewhere to put a down payment on a house, right? Because if
like what the, like what?
Yeah, I'm hearing you. Because you have 50, say you have 50 grand. Apartments at this point range, like small apartments range anywhere from, a few $100s a month, depending on where you are, all the way up to, I've seen $1,600, $1,900 a month in some like metropolitan areas, right?
Yeah.
Around here in New Jersey, I think you're going to easily pay $1,500 a month for a 1-bedroom apartment.
Yeah.
So then the idea is maybe you'd go to a 2-bedroom apartment and pay $2,000 a month and then split that with somebody. And then you have a roommate. Now you got $1,000 going, but it doesn't matter. Let's just say you're paying $1,000 a month, which would be cheap for rent. So I got your 49.
So
Good.
I don't understand how can prices go up for things, but the wage doesn't go up? How is that allowed?
Why don't incomes rise at the rate of inflation?
I understand inflation. I'm just saying,
how come that's allowed? How come?
Yeah.
Allowed. It's a free market. I took $12,000 off for rent. You're down to $37,000 now. You planning on driving a car?
Yeah.
Okay. If you were to buy a car, like a new car that costs $50,000, that's a lot. But let's say less. But let's just say $40,000. Let's say you have a $40,000 car. $40,000 car loan. Right now, rates are at 6%.
Oh, rates and blah, blah, someone else take care of it.
When I was,
and then you can get a financial advisor, right, to help you with this stuff, and they'll help you figure this shit out, right?
Then you got to pay them.
Yeah, but you have to pay them. It's so ridiculous. What about the fact that I learned a couple of years ago that when you have a child, when you go to the hospital to have a child, you have to pay an outrageous amount of money
to make because the hospital's a private organization. It's a company.
Yeah. What the
all right.
God.
So a $40,000 car loan at 6%, and I spread it over 7 years to make the payment as low as you could. So it's 84 months. So they're going to charge you a vig interest on the money to lend you the 40 grand, right? Also, they're not going to just give you 40 grand. If the car's worth $40,000, they're going to expect you to put down a down payment of about $4,000 probably. So let's say you go to buy this $40,000 car after your first year. Now you got to give them $4 grand. So your $37,000 goes down to $33,000. And let's see what the payments are on this. So you're going to pay on $40,000. I should have said $36,000, but on $40,000, you're going to pay $584 a month for 84 months and pay back $49,000 total dollars on the $40,000 you borrowed. To buy a $40,000 car at today's interest rate of 6% from a bank, you're actually going to pay $50,000 for the car. $40,000 to the car company, $10,000 to the bank that lent you the money. It's going to cost you about $584 a month.
Yeah, see, I'm not following.
Okay, what part?
All of it. So it's just
It's okay. What part didn't you follow?
Yeah, I just told you all of it.
There's a company that makes a car, Ford, okay? They tell you it's cost you $40,000. You walk in there and you go, I want that $40,000 car, please. They say, okay, you're going to have to give us $4,000. They say, okay, fine, give us $40,000. And you say, I don't have $40,000. And they might say to you, well, go to a bank and try to borrow $40,000 from them. So let's say you go to your bank and they agree to give you $40,000. First of all, you don't own the car. The bank does. The bank buys the car and lets you drive it while you're paying them for it.
See, I hate that.
It's good. It's not great.
Just give me the car.
It's your car. You'll drive it every day. Trust me, if you crash it into somebody, that's on you, not the bank.
Sometimes you ever just think about all this stuff and you're just literally, we're on a floating rock and we're all going to die pretty soon. So just honestly, let's all just
stop.
Drive a car. Yeah. What are we doing?
So you would like it if the people at Ford Motors showed up, didn't ask you for any money for their car. And maybe in exchange, you could work in a town where the people at Ford work And if they needed food, you'd give them food. And if you needed a car, they'd give you a car, vice versa. The people who made the seats would give we'd all trade for everything.
I mean,
then your whole life would be making the seats for the cars to give to Ford so that somebody else would give you food. So that, you know what I mean? Like, it would be a never.
I understand. We need money, because we aren't great at everything. We don't know how to do everything. Other people know how to do things that we can't do, and we need their help. And therefore, we need something that is going to force them to help us. And, whatever. I get that. I understand.
Need something to get people out of bed in the morning. So they go do their thing.
I understand the point of money.
Right. Okay.
But sometimes I'm just like, guys, come on. Like, if someone needs to go to the hospital and they can't go because they can't afford it, it's just like, guys, come on.
Yeah.
Like,
that sucks, right? So you think maybe it would be nice if healthcare was somehow subsidized by the government?
That's a whole different problem.
Okay. So let's go back to your car. Now it's $584 a month, every month, but you only make, so let's kind of go backwards a little bit. You only make $63,000 a year.
Now, okay, now what if I have children?
Yeah, you shouldn't do that probably. So
if I have children, like what am I going to do?
So keep in mind that this $63,000, you're going to lose it. We gave like the full number that you'll lose every year in taxes, which is $9,000 for the Fed, $4,000 for Social Security. So 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, probably about 15 grand, right? But you got to split that up over 12 months. So if I take 15,000 divided by 12, it's $1,250. So I take the 63,000 divided by 12. You're going to make about $5,250 a month. Then we're going to take out let's just say $1,200 for taxes. So you're really going to bring home $4,000 a month or $1,000 a week. Of that, you're going to pay. This is why you're not going to end up with a $40,000 car. But of that, you're going to pay $584 for the car. Now you're down to $3,400. And we said maybe $1,000 for rent. Now you're down to $2,400. A car is going to need gas. Gas is expensive. Let's say you got to drive to work. Let's take out $400 for gas and auto insurance. Now you're down to $2,000. Now, were you planning on eating?
No, not anymore. I'm not. So
Also, you have a fair amount of medical needs. You're going to absolutely have to get your health insurance from the company. I assume that's going to cost, I don't know, about probably $3,000 or $4,000 a year. So hold on a second. Let me just take 3,000 divided by.
No, but also to get good insurance, you need a good job.
Yes, there are a lot of companies that give you crappy insurance, and that's
so then. Yeah. Let's say I can't get a job that great right away. Then you have to pay more even though you're making less, basically.
Yes. I just took out $250 for health insurance payments a month. But that's just to have the insurance. That took you down to $1,800. Then you're actually going to have to spend the money to get this stuff. So, but let's skip that for now. We'll go back to the medical stuff. How much do you think you're going to need for food a month?
God, I don't know. Wait. So off topic, but say you have a kid, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that kid wants a toy.
Yeah.
But I want a pair of shoes. Do I have to give him the toy?
You teach the kid to shoplift the shoes because the toy is cheaper.
Okay.
I don't know what you're going to do there. We're down to $1,816 a month. We have to take out your food.
Wait, why are you skipping past the real questions?
I think you have to buy the kid a toy.
It's a choking hazard. I would never do that.
How much do you think food costs for one person a month?
Oh,
How much do groceries cost for an American adult monthly?
$200? $200?
Oh, honey, I don't think that's going to even get you a bag of beans.
$300?
A low cost plan is $250 to $300. A moderate cost plan, $350 to $450. A liberal, like you're spending more, is $500 to $600. Let's say we put you in the middle and we take out $350 a month for groceries. Now you're down to $1,466 you've got left over. I don't know what your medical stuff is going to cost. I know what we put out every year for it. It's a lot, but let's just take a number. Let's take $5,000 and divide that by 12 and say that your medical costs are $416 a month. This is round. I'm going to now remove that. Okay. So now we got the car, the gas, the car insurance, the rent, the food, the medical insurance, the taxes, and the medical supplies. You have $1,000 left. How much are the shoes?
Probably $1,000. Now, let me ask you.
Go ahead. Are you going to have a pet by any chance?
Oh, that's what I was going to say. I was going to say, what if I have 3 chameleons?
Then you got to buy crickets.
Okay, no, I actually don't want. That was a joke. I don't want to talk about that.
Go ahead.
Well, no, I'm not going to have a pet because of this.
You're definitely not going to have a pet. A bag of dog food that we buy is like $40. Now, when Indy was alive, we needed 2 a month. Now we're using less because Basil's tiny. I mean, do you get your nails done? How about your eyebrow threading? What's that cost?
That's so serious. I need to do that.
So personal care, hygiene, makeup.
It's like $12 for eyebrow threading.
All right, I'm taking that off. Minus 12. Are you planning on getting your hair cut?
Yeah, I'll be broke by the time this is over. I'll be in debt.
Well, then that's what ends up happening is that eventually people use a credit card for something. And then
let's throw in there a Mrs. degree.
You're going to get an MRS degree?
Yeah. This is how it's going.
Keep in mind, we have not gone over household goods like cleaning supplies, kitchenware, furnishings. You don't have.
Yeah, I know. So, okay, so you're proving my point.
Right.
I don't understand. I don't get it. How does that work?
Well, I think what most people do is when they start off, people give them furniture to get started. If they have like friends or family, like usually sometimes your mom will be like, oh, I was thinking of getting a new sofa, which is code for if I give you my sofa, will you take it? Because I don't really want a new sofa, but I don't want to offer to buy you a sofa. So like maybe you'll get stuff from people to get started with, but you're missing we still haven't hit like internet. Do you want to watch television?
Yeah, I understand. I don't. Yeah,
I'm gonna take out.
I get it. I don't need this interview. I'm just saying.
Right.
It's ridiculous.
Yes. You're gonna be broke every month.
I don't understand how you're supposed to do all this, and then how you're supposed to have a retirement fund. You're also supposed to have an emergency fund. Like.
Yes. What do they say? Your emergency fund should be this. People probably laugh at. I think they say the equivalent of 2 months of your pay. Hold on. How much money do they, whoever they is, suggest you have in
all the people who are going to steal it from you?
Emergency fund. Yeah. Then on top of that, you got to deal with the rest of the world trying to take your money. Everyone's going to try to take your money. Every phone call you get that you don't know of, it's somebody who thinks that is trying to get your money. Emergency fund guidelines, 3 to 6 months of expenses. Oh my. So if you, with what we just did here, 3 months of your expenses would be $12,000. 6 months would be $24,000. And that's, in case you lose your job, in case there's something like that happens. If you have debt.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
Yeah. So your questions are what? Go ahead.
I guess my questions are to men between the ages of 20 to 24. And
if you're looking for a girl who needs insulin, you've got good health care.
I don't know my question. I just don't get it. I just don't understand how you're supposed to do it. It doesn't make sense to me.
So I will say this. When Mom and I were first together, we did not make very much money, but it was a different time. Obviously, I'm old now. I'm 53. When Mom and I got married, I was like...
Are you sure you're 53?
I'm 100% sure that right now I'm 53. And if I was born in 71 and married in 96, so 81, 90, I was 25 when I got married. And back then, I think I made $20,000 a year. And Mom got...
But is that like a different amount of money now? Like what would...
let's see. What is $20,000 income in 1996 equivalent to? It's going to go through like the inflation cycle. I'll give you like a reasonable answer here. $40,000.
That's crazy.
Yeah. So if Mom and I both made 20, which is about what we were like doing back then that would be the same as 2 people living together right now making 80. And then we were married for a handful of years before Mom got pregnant with Cole. And then it all started. Now, when we were first married, we lived in an apartment. It was a 1-bedroom apartment, had a fireplace. It was the last fireplace I've ever had in a place I lived, oddly. We paid just under $1,000 a month for it. It was very expensive back then. we were probably, I don't remember how much we were making, but if we were making 40 and then we were paying taxes and maybe we had like 35 after taxes. We did have health insurance. We were paying for that. We did try to put money in our 401k. It wasn't a lot. Then we paid for the apartment, food. We had some, like we'd go out sometimes and, to dinner or to a movie or something like that. That money was gone. But back then a movie cost like $5 for a ticket, maybe. You know what I mean? Like popcorn was a couple bucks and
it's like what, $16, $17 for a ticket now?
To go to a movie. Yeah. Sometimes it's 20. They're like, do you want the screen to be bright? 20. You know what I mean? Like, do you want us to project it through tinfoil? Well, for that, we can do it for 15. So, yeah, so that's the problem, is that everything is going to cost money, and kids are exponentially expensive. Like, they get more and more expensive the longer they're alive. That's tough. And healthcare is tough. People sometimes don't take their kids to the doctor because they can't afford it. People are rationing insulin because they can't afford it. Like, there's all kinds of stuff going on. So your question is, how am I going to get by? Is that right? And almost forgetting, like, how do I save money and have extra and maybe try to succeed? But like, how am I going to live?
Mm-hmm.
That's everybody's question. So is that what you mean when you say I don't understand money?
No, not really. But like, you
want to go?
I don't understand anything. So I couldn't even ask the questions because I don't get it.
Okay. Here's one for you. Let's say that you put $2,000.
Am I going to have to add and subtract?
I'm going to do it for you. $200 a month in a 401k. And let's like be generous and say it makes 5% a year, which would be crazy if it did that. But okay, it makes 5% a year. So I put in $200 a month into my 401k and it makes 5% a year. How much would it make in the first year, first decade, and in 25 years? Sometimes ChatGPT messes this stuff up, but let's take a look. See what it gives you. Puts out the formulas like it's doing something. So there's an interest rate, okay? And that interest compounds, which compound interest is something I have to admit I understand about enough to say that I know how it's piling up, but to describe it would not be within my purview. So it looks like right now it's just explaining to me what it's doing. So here are the amounts your 401k. Good.
This is completely like off topic, but continue what you're talking about.
After the first year, if you put $200 a month in, you'd approximately have $2,466. It says after 10 years, you'd have about $31,000. And after 25 years, you'd have approximately $119,000.
So, okay, but then what? That's 20 years later. So $119,000 is equivalent to what? $80,000?
You'll still be able to go to a movie.
Maybe one movie with popcorn.
With inflation, what is $119,000 worth in 25 years? By the way, anybody who's not using ChatGPT like this, it really is valuable for stuff like this. It makes mistakes, but you just kind of have to run your eyes over it and hope for the best. But it's great for the
dating ChatGPT.
Yeah, I'm saying for the point of the conversation, to have $119,000 in cumulative savings 25 years from now, it says the approximate worth of it in today's dollars is $56,000.
That's crazy.
So you'll have to save $119,000 to have the buying power of $56,000 in 25 years.
Yeah. So there's no point. All right. I got it.
You think what that teaches you is don't save money?
No, it just teaches me to, I don't know, jump off a bridge or something. Now, here's my question.
Go ahead.
This is what money and like all that makes me think of, like the 1% and like all that, whatever. Now this sounds kind of insane, but I'm actually kind of surprised that our world isn't like the Hunger Games or like Divergent or like those dystopian sort of things, because like I feel like at some point we're gonna all be like, I don't know. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I want to make sure.
Are you looking up what the Hunger Games is right now?
No, what I'm asking is the poorest person in the United States is equivalent to the richest person where? So the point of it is that the poorest person here probably is living significantly better than most people on the planet.
No, I understand that.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying, like, I think it's interesting that our world isn't split up. Like, I don't know, like, like I feel like that's like such a thing that could happen.
Is that people would say, what's the point of this? Like, why am I
I don't
trying
know.
so hard if I'm going to be poor at the end, or if I'm going to be poor the whole time? Like that feeling?
No, you didn't listen to a thing I just said.
Say it again.
Well, do you know what the Hunger Games and Divergent series are?
Yeah, there's like, all right, I got it. So it's that girl from the
Okay,
thing with the
all right,
blue
I got
suit.
it.
And
So
they
the
got different towns, right?
They have different districts.
And those people have different like jobs within the society.
Yeah, so like District 1 is like luxury or something. District 12 is like coal mining. There's like District 8 is textiles, like that whole thing. But each district goes in like the number of like how much money they make, basically.
Okay.
And then in Divergent, it's like they're split up into factions. So there's like erudite, amity, abnegation, candor, like all that. They kind of like split the world up. And I think it's so interesting that our world isn't really split up like that. That like,
Well, is it not just sort of differently?
I mean, it is,
Right.
but it's not inhumane, I guess, the way that we do it.
It depends on what group you're in, I guess, how you feel about it.
Well, yeah, well, yeah. But
I hear what you're saying.
you know what I mean?
Yeah. An example, it just says here
like
that
I'm just saying this because I'm saying like, I feel like as the years go on, money gets so like, you either have it or you don't have it.
Mhm.
And at some point, isn't that going to just like divide the world in half?
probably already has. It says here that a person making $14,000 a year annually in the United States, so that's making $1,000 before taxes, and they're probably taxed at a fairly low rate, but that makes them wealthier than people living in places like sub-Saharan Africa and Southeast Asia, where incomes can actually be significantly lower than that. And poor people in the United States still often have, not always, of course, but often have basic amenities, some sort of healthcare, some sort of education, etc. And that's not true in other places.
Yeah.
All right. So what's a poor college student like you supposed to do? Do you take any comfort from the fact that most people end up okay? Think they work it out?
There's a difference between they end up okay and they end up happy.
You think happy is money?
I mean, like comfortable is money.
Right. Well, I mean, there's
a lot of people aren't comfortable. They're just like making it.
Well, there are plenty of people who wake up, make money, give it away. It's gone by the end of the week and they start over again. There's some people who don't make it to the end of the week with the money that they have.
Yeah, that's not comfortable. Are you what?
Yeah, no,
what
that's what I'm saying. I think that definitely means not comfortable. But are you joking? Like, does it make you think about marrying somebody when you don't want to?
No, I would never do that. I'm just saying. I'm making jokes.
I know. I just didn't know if it felt pressuring like that. Do you think people pick the thing they study at school based on how much money they're trying to make?
I mean, some people, yeah.
That's a shame. It's probably how we end up with people who don't like their jobs.
Know what they're doing.
Know what they're doing. Care. Just trying to keep their job.
Well, chat, whatever you're using right now.
Mm-hmm.
Let me put it down because it's like helping like med students cheat through school.
Oh, so you're telling me 5 years from now, I'm going to get a doctor who's like, let me just ask my phone real quick.
Yeah.
Yeah. How do you know that's happening?
Because I see videos of it online everywhere. Kids in like lecture halls, like supposed to be learning like biology and this and that. And they're just using ChatGPT to do their quizzes and stuff.
Do you think that's going to matter? Do you think it's going to have a big impact?
Yeah.
I mean, I imagine it will too. I'm just wondering what you think.
Yeah. I most of the world is just idiots. So yeah, I do think that. And then if idiots feel like they have the right to do something intelligent, like become a doctor.
So you're saying, what if someone who does not have the capacity
I think that we live in a world where people think they can do anything now, and I don't like that. I don't like that.
You want everybody to know their limits?
Yeah, I know my limits.
Get in your lane.
Like, listen, I'm not trying to go to school for finance to help you guys out because look at me. I don't know. You get it? I don't know. I don't get it. Not my thing. So
you would like
everyone
people
stay in their lane.
Yeah. But you think people have a feeling like I could get anything accomplished now because I have help in my pocket?
Oh, 100%.
Wow. Interesting. You're seeing that right now at school?
I mean, I've been seeing it since I was like in high school. I know kids I went to high school with who were doing stuff, and I'm like, oh my God, that person would probably pull on a push door. Like, I can't believe that they're going to slice someone open one day.
Is that a thing you often say? Because that's hilarious.
That's how I feel.
Oh, okay. Pull on a push door.
That is just how I feel. They're just that type of person.
Okay, let's go back. So you understand taxes now?
No, but listen, it's a great conversation we had.
What about, like, you understand about how you save for retirement, for like through a 401k, for example?
No, I know that. I just, you know what? I think I'm learning I don't want to do all of this.
Okay. So you would like to not be involved in these things?
Yeah, I'm going to need someone to take care of this for me. Anyone who enjoys money, you know, all those fun things.
I don't believe most people enjoy talking about this stuff. I think it's just the thing you do.
There's a lot of people that do.
I take care of the money here and I don't enjoy it.
Well, yeah, but you have a podcast. Some people go to school for like finance and economics.
Oh, I see. And people who like love like talking about numbers and money will probably enjoy it.
Yeah. So let's let them do it.
Is that a Tinder question? Do you enjoy money? Not making it, I mean paying the bills, like physically writing out checks and going online and sending payments. Do you see? Do you understand?
I just like to ask people about their health insurance, honestly.
Do you ask them that?
Yeah, of course I do.
Mm-hmm. Do you understand how like credit ratings work?
Oh, no, let's not do that.
Okay. Because if you have poor credit, it decreases your borrowing power.
Yeah.
And then instead of paying 6%, which would be a good rate for a car loan as of today, you could end up paying much more. Or when
that whole thing is so confusing. I don't understand it at all.
Do you know how much credit card rates are right now?
Oh, I actually just learned about this.
Go ahead.
Doesn't mean I know. Let's go with, I feel like it's like between like 7 to 12%.
18 to 25% APR.
Oh, damn.
Which is nuts, right? So if I bought a $2,000 item on a credit card and could only afford to pay $40 a month in payments on an account with a 25% APR, how long?
Oh my God, could you do this any slower?
Would it take to pay off the $2,000?
I'm asleep.
This is going to flatten your brain, by the way. So
no, it's not.
You go out and you're like, I need a bed and a dresser and this and that. And I spend by the way, good luck getting a bed and a dresser and a mattress and everything for $2,000. But let's just say that happens.
You know what? Good luck. It's going to be ugly too.
Well, that might be true.
And ugly now.
So also this thing told me there's an error because the monthly payment of $40 is too low to even cover the monthly interest charge. So if you paid $40 a month on $2,000 at 25%, you would never pay it off. You'd have to pay at least $41.67. So let's say I pay $50 a month. Arden, credit cards are maybe the worst decision you could make. You'd rather not have something than buy it on credit like this. Trust me, it will and could honestly ruin you.
Aren't you supposed to start building your credit score though?
Yeah, so you borrow money and pay it back immediately. Like, I wouldn't put anything on a credit card I couldn't pay off at the end of the month. You have to have that vibe.
So then how am I supposed to?
Yeah, well, you're screwed. I'm an adult. But like, you know, you're and a lot of people still can't. I'm just lucky that like we have two incomes and we can do that. You know what I mean? But there are plenty of people who do this and it is crazy. With a monthly payment of $50, it would take approximately, do you want to guess? In years or months?
Because I don't know what we're saying right now.
If you paid $50 a month to try to pay back a $2,000 purchase on a credit card that was at 25% interest, you would pay for 7 years and 3 months to pay off the $2,000. That's 87 months. And Arden, 87 times 50 is $4,350. On 25% interest, you're going to pay back the $2,000 once over plus $350. You're going to pay more than double the amount that you spent. And wait till you find out what happens when you buy a house. How much do you think a house costs?
You see what I'm saying when I'm like, oh my God, like what am I supposed to do with my life?
Yes, but doesn't this just tell you that the way society works is that you jump into the pool, you get a job, you buy a house and a car on credit, you make your payments every month, you try not to get cancer, and you die at the end?
Yeah, but for a young girl like me, Dad.
It kills you. What about how much do you think a house costs? Let's just say a $200,000 house. Let's just say a $200,000 mortgage.
I think that's way below the average house price.
It very well may be, but I'm saying, what about a $200,000 mortgage at 5%?
I would say the average house price is probably $600,000.
Want to find out? Average home cost in America. Google says median prices are, wow, it gives it state by state, but $350, $430, Arkansas $250. So I'm low even for Arkansas. No disrespect to Arkansas. So let's go.
I mean, a little disrespect.
A lot of people I listen from Arkansas. They're lovely people. $400,000
I'm sorry.
Mortgage and let's see what the average interest rate is. Average.
Where is Arkansas on a map? I'm going to be so honest.
All right. It's down to the left of Texas, near as I can, or of Tennessee, I think.
You know what? That's unfair to them because, Texas, that whole area, like when you're looking at a map, you're only really looking at Texas.
All right, hold on.
You know what I mean?
So I'm doing $400,000 mortgage at 7%. And meanwhile, I'm going to look at a U.S. map.
No, I'm looking at the map.
Yeah, it's right. It's to the west of Tennessee, is it not?
I don't know. My phone won't load. All right, let's see.
Did we say Arkansas?
Yeah.
Yeah, I got it right. Oh, I cursed. I didn't mean to curse. I knew it. I knew where Arkansas was.
Wait, are we not supposed to curse on here?
You can curse if you want, but now Rob has to cut it out.
Oh, I've done it a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Is that Arkansas? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, interesting. Yeah, that whole little area right there, I've never thought about before.
How much do I have to put down on a $400,000 mortgage? I mean, I think it's 20%. Like, isn't that what they want generally? 20%? If you bought a $400,000 house, they'd ask you to put about $80,000 down just to get the loan. So then you're going to be financing $320,000.
Does anyone live in New Mexico?
Yeah.
Who?
There's people listening that live in New Mexico and Arizona.
Have you ever actually met someone who lives in New Mexico? I've met people who live in Arizona, but what about New Mexico? No, never met them.
I've interviewed people from New Mexico.
How do you know that's true?
Because they'd say I live in New Mexico.
They say that.
They do. All right, ready? So you have a $400,000 house. You want to buy it. You have to hand them $80,000 in cash. So this is back to your question about are people going to be able to buy houses? So if you make $63,000 a year, if you make $63,000 a year and live on a shoestring budget that, like we discussed earlier, and are able to save $500 a month, then it will take you about 160 months to save $80,000, and that is 13 years. So, yeah. Yeah, I guess that isn't going to work out. So if in 13 years, saving $500 a month, you could save up $80,000, then you could give that $80,000 to a bank to buy a $400,000 house, which 13 years from now will probably cost more like $3 million. Then the $80,000 won't be enough. And
I feel like I'm listening to a car commercial.
Yeah. Well, you asked if you could buy a house. So the answer is...
Yeah, no, I didn't ask. I said I can't.
I would think then the way this is happening is that young people are either...
Like inheriting their parents' homes.
They're either getting homes from family members. Maybe parents are giving them money as down payments. Maybe people are co-signing on loans and helping. I don't know. I mean, listen, like I said, we made 20 and 20, which apparently now is like 40 and 40. I couldn't buy a house back then. So the way we were able to buy a house, I'm happy to share this with people, is that Mom and I bought a condominium, right? So we found a condo that was basically about the same amount of money every month as our apartment. We bought that thing. I think it was worth, I don't remember how much, not a lot. And somehow there was like a housing boom in the first 2 years that we lived there. And the value of the condo went up so much that we sold it took the money that we made from the sale and put it down on the house. Like, so we couldn't afford a down payment. We just got lucky. We buy a condo. The value of the condo went way up. We sold the condo, took the extra money from the sale, put it down on a house, started over again. That house was a box. It was a shit box. Like, it was a terrible house. And I mean, literally terrible. But it had a little bit of land. And we thought, okay, so now we have some land. And one day maybe we can just build another house there. And that is what we ended up doing. But it took us the better part of 15 years to do that. It took a long time.
I don't have 15 years.
Yeah, you don't. But you do. Gotta live.
No.
So what are you saying? You'd like to skip all that stuff in the beginning?
Someone just make me famous. Like, honestly.
But even that, like, fame nowadays isn't the same.
I know you have to be like A-list celebrities to even.
Yeah, fame's not the same as it used to be. Yep. I have a measure of fame, and that's meaningless.
No, you don't. Get out of here.
I do.
No, you don't.
But like, so some other people do too. Like, they have like low level, like, you know, bubble fame, like inside of a group. I know,
it's ruined the world.
It has.
Yeah.
Do you know who said this would happen?
Oprah.
Howard Stern.
I almost got it, honestly.
Mm-hmm. Yep. I remember him saying, everybody can't be famous. I had to work really hard to be this famous.
It's a terrible, terrible idea.
Yeah. Everyone has some measure of fame now. Not everybody, but a lot of people do.
Some people have to be above other people. It's just how it has to go.
Why does it have to be like that?
It just does. It has to be like that. And listen, I'm not one of the people who's above other people. Mm-hmm. And I wish I was, but I'm not. And I accept it. And I see how it is. And, you know.
Even those people, it doesn't last for. Like, here, I'll name some people for you. Do you know who Hilary Swank is?
I know her name, yeah.
Yeah, but that's it. She was incredibly famous at one point. Not anymore. Even the fame is very fleeting. There are people right now that all of you are listening to, and you flip by on your Instagram or you're talking and ticking or whatever, and you go, I know that person. Oh my God, they're so famous. And 6 months from now, you won't see them anymore. Their fame is so fleeting. It goes so quickly.
I can't relate to that because my whole like TikTok is like edits of like terrible television shows. So I just like, I don't even know what you're talking about.
Terrible television show edits.
I don't actually know what's going on in the world. I just know what was going on in the world like 10 years ago when the TV show came out.
Gotcha. All right. Well, you understand money any better now?
No.
You understand how you're going to make your way in the world today with everything you've got? Taking a break from all your worries sure would help a lot. This is the opening theme song to Cheers. Wouldn't you like to get away? Do you know this one at all?
I wish it would stop.
Okay, you don't know the song at all? Gotcha. You're going to leave school in a couple of years. Probably have to go to grad school, right? You're going to have all that cost of going to school.
No, not grad school.
No. Oh, you're going to you think you might go to law school?
I'm trying to go to law school, yeah.
Okay, so you're going to get your undergrad, then maybe
how long is grad school? Do you know how long grad school is?
It can be 1 to 2 years and sometimes longer depending on what you're going for.
Because law school is 3 to 4.
How long is law school?
I just said.
Hold on a second. I'm doing something.
I'm about the same, you can trust me and ChatGPT.
Trust you. I'm building to an idea. What does it cost?
All right. I'll just sit here and let it happen, I guess.
So a public law school with in-state tuition could cost you between $20,000 and $40,000 a year. A public law school out of state could cost $30,000 to $60,000 a year, and a private law school is going to cost between $40,000 and $70,000 a year. So you're going to pay somewhere between $90,000 and $200,000 to go to law school. Then you're going to get out of law school, owe somebody that money, and if you're lucky, get a job, but probably not.
Don't say that.
It'll probably take a year to get a job. At least.
Yeah, well, I'll get it at some point.
Right.
Jesus.
But you're going to have to pay the loan while you're waiting for the job. You don't know about this?
I don't know. We're going to Arby's or something. I don't know.
We've got the meats. I know what you're saying.
You didn't have to do that.
Why not? I'm trying to get a job.
You made me uncomfortable.
I'm trying to get a job getting an Arby's commercial gig. Do you think I could be the voice of the Arby's people?
No. Oh my God, I would turn the television off.
Anyway, so now you're going to get out, right? And you're going to, but now listen. What's happening right now is
I'll just start a small business where I like organize my fridge. Mm-hmm. That's what people do.
Yes.
It's like a thing now. Like you can just do that.
Wait, you're going to start a small business to organize your refrigerator?
Yeah, you see those women online who just wear like Pilates clothes and organize food in their fridge and clean their countertops and put like little beads for like laundry into like jars, and they make money.
Wait, they go to like other people's homes and do this?
No, they do it in their own home. They take a video of it, they put it online, and they make money.
They don't make that much money.
And in the background, they're like, okay, guys, so today we're going to. I'm like, oh my God, shut up.
I happen to know how much money some people make for doing influencer stuff, and it is a shockingly low amount of money.
I know, but they still make it, and I think it's ridiculous.
I don't think it's enough to pay for law school, is what I'm saying. Now,
I'm just trying to.
Also, if you think about this, you're going to have this undergrad degree when you're about like, what, 22, 23?
No, don't tell people that that I've ruined my life.
So you're going to be 22 or 23. You're going to still have 3 years of school. You're not going to be like, you're going to be like 27 when you take the bar.
Yeah, I know. I've thought about it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to talk about it. To be fair, from 27, is it that much different from being 26? No, it's not.
No,
it's
I don't think that's not what I was going to say. What I was going to say is, what if at the same time your like spidey senses tell you should make a baby? That happens to ladies. God.
I don't think I'm going to make a baby.
Yeah, I don't know what happens.
Have so many problems. It's going to be like a mutant.
Why? What'll be wrong with it?
I don't know. There's just a lot wrong with me.
It won't understand money for certain. It'll be like, what is this?
And everyone's got like depression and anxiety nowadays. So just whatever, throw my problems at someone else's problems. Oh God.
You're afraid that
what's going to come out?
You're going to meet a boy with depression and anxiety, and then you're going to have type 1 diabetes and like Hashimoto's.
I don't have Hashimoto's.
Oh, I'm sorry. Hypothyroidism. And then that all gets mixed together, and then the baby comes out and it's got all those problems.
Yeah, it's like Jack Jack from The Incredibles, but it's not cool.
It's the other version of Jack Jack. Also, Jack Jack's not really the cool version. Isn't he like a monster?
He can like turn into like the devil and all this, like, but you know, he's a superhero. My kid is just going to like have a lot of medical issues.
I think they're going to make another Incredibles movie.
I mean, they should. It's the best Pixar movie.
Is it?
What's the most overrated Pixar movie? I have my answer.
WALL-E?
No.
Okay.
Everyone's going to hate my answer.
Hold on. Oh, you don't like it?
No, I don't dislike it. It's just overplayed.
Finding Nemo?
No.
Ratatouille. Ratatouille's good. It's solid.
It's a good movie, and it's been ruined for me.
They pushed it down your throat too much.
Yeah, they do.
I will never forget watching Bug's Life first run in a movie theater and sitting there and thinking, oh my God, is this what animation looks like now? This is amazing. That was that long ago. What do you think of that?
I don't have a lot to think about with that one.
On that one. What's your favorite Pixar movie?
I just told you, The Incredibles.
It's not Inside Out.
I do like Inside Out. Wait, actually, let me look at the Pixar movies real quick. I'll tell you what
This is how we're going to end this episode, by ranking the Pixar movies. List all Pixar films.
Oh my God, can you stop with that thing over there?
I'm just Google.
Look it up yourself.
I mean, I could just Google Pixar films list.
Okay, I'm gonna go through them and I'll tell you how I feel about them.
Okay, I have them in order. Oh, I don't have them in that order. Go ahead.
All right. First, let's talk about. We said The Incredibles. That's the best Pixar movie. I'll say that. Just right away.
Mm-hmm.
Cars. I've never cared for the Cars movies.
You don't like the Cars?
I've just never cared for them. No.
Okay.
Oh, another great movie I would say right behind The Incredibles, Monsters, Inc.
Legit.
Monsters, Inc. is a great movie. All right.
Mm-hmm.
No one talked badly about it. The Toy Story movies, I would say if there was like a list, they'd be right in like the middle, which I guess is low for some people, but it's like, God, what is there, like 5 of them now? Like, I've had enough.
There's 3. Hasn't been.
No, there's not. There's 4.
Wait, there's 4. My God, there is Toy Story 4. Have I seen Toy Story 4?
Yeah, I had like the shit's really bad that day. We were at the movie theater.
Is that how you remember Toy Story 4?
I do. It was in the summer, and I just remember like, I had my period, and I had the shits, and I also drank a slushie, and everything was going terribly, and I missed like kind of the end of the movie, and I came back, and Little Bo Peep was like kissing Woody, and then we went home, and all I could think was like, what just happened?
Little Bo Peep was kissing Woody, huh? All right. What else you got there?
Finding Nemo, great movie. Probably more so the top of the list.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I don't know what I'm clicking on over here. Oh.
Can I go through them in like year order?
Yeah, you know what? I'll give you a thumbs up, thumbs down, neutral.
Toy Story,
Neutral.
1995. Bugs Life, 1998.
Neutral.
I like Bugs Life. Toy Story 2, 99.
I'm neutral about all the Toy Stories.
Monsters, Inc., 2001.
Thumbs up.
Finding Nemo.
Thumbs up.
Incredibles.
Double thumbs up.
Cars.
Thumbs down.
Ratatouille.
Neutral.
Wall-E.
Wall-E is also overplayed, so I'll just do like it. But it's a great movie, but overplayed, so I'll do a neutral for that one.
Up.
Up is great. Thumbs up.
People met Sanj in the first episode of this with you for a moment. She loves
Is she on the phone in it?
She is on the phone in it, yeah.
Oh my God, she's
like, yo, all I heard you say was, no, you shouldn't plug your Instagram, because I couldn't hear her. And then she's like, all right, I just wanted to let you know that I just messaged you a TikTok and you should check out my comment because you're going to love it. And that's it. And she's gone. Up is really good, but Sanj cries a lot.
Sanj cries every single time she watches Up. Mm-hmm. Every single time.
Toy Story 3.
Neutral.
Cars 2.
Thumbs down.
Brave.
Okay. You know what? Very controversial. Merida is one of my favorite princesses.
Okay.
So, but I really don't love the movie, but I love when she's like, I'll be shitting for my own hand. And I'm like, yeah, yeah, Merida. And then she like turns her mom into a bear. And I'm like, well, why'd you do that? But so that's a neutral for me.
Monsters University.
Thumbs up.
Inside Out.
Thumbs up.
The Good Dinosaur.
I've never seen that.
Yeah, I have to tell you, I took hold of that, I remember, and it wasn't a favorite for mine. Finding Dory.
Thumbs up. I do like Finding Dory.
Cars 3.
But I don't care for these Cars movies.
Mm-hmm. Coco.
Honestly. I don't like Coco.
Okay.
Everyone likes Coco, and I don't like Coco.
The art in it's awesome. It looks awesome.
I know, I just don't like it.
Incredibles 2. Better or worse than Incredibles 1?
Worse, but not bad at all. Still a thumbs up.
Then Toy Story 4 is next.
My experience for Toy Story 4 was a thumbs down, but I give the movie a neutral.
Okay, now, here. This is going to be interesting. Movie, not good, but Tom Holland's in it. Onward.
Oh, Onward? I didn't like that movie.
Yeah, it wasn't good. Soul. Remember, Soul was...
Oh, I love Soul. Thumbs up for Soul.
Here's what I don't know about Soul. I really loved it too, but it came out during COVID, right? So we were all just like, please, something happen. And then Pixar was like, here, we'll give you a brand new movie you can watch in your home. And we were like, thank you.
I think Soul has one of the best quotes from a Pixar movie.
Really?
I can find it.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll find it. You can keep going.
Okay. Luca?
I didn't like Luca.
Is Luca the one where the boy is the fish and everybody's Italian?
Yeah.
I love that movie.
Luca, but also, I watched Luca the day after we put Indy down, so maybe that wasn't a good idea.
I really enjoyed Luca. Try watching it again. We're going to get a lot of smoke for this next one. Okay. Have you seen Turning Red?
Oh, I've seen that, yeah. Oh, okay. I hated that.
You didn't like it?
No. She has diabetes. I don't care. It was terrible.
I didn't see. Oh, wait. I've seen bits and pieces of it. It's something about hockey, right? Like the girl plays ice hockey?
No, that's an Inside Out. She plays hockey.
Oh, then Turning Red I've never seen.
Yes, you have.
I've seen it?
God, you know what? It was so bad, I forget what it's about.
Okay. I do love the little short where they eat the dumplings. That's good. I don't know what that's called either. Lightyear? I've never seen. Have you seen Lightyear?
I don't know what that is.
It's a Buzz Lightyear film.
Oh, with Chris Evans. Nope, never seen it.
I haven't seen that. I realized recently that Chris Evans is much shorter than I thought he was.
He's beautiful.
Elementals?
Oh, terrible.
Is it? I've never seen it.
Yeah.
And then there's one called Elio that's not out yet.
I don't know that.
Okay.
Okay, ready? This is the
Yeah, go ahead.
This is the
quote from Soul.
So he's talking outside to like an older woman.
Mm-hmm.
I think that she might like work at the place that I don't know, something like that. And she says, I heard this story about a fish. He swims up to this older fish and says, I'm trying to find this thing they call the ocean. The ocean, says the older fish, that's what you're in right now. This, says the younger fish, this is water. What I want is the ocean. But the way that she says it in the movie and like with the conversation they're having is probably, I want to say, one of the best Pixar scenes ever.
You probably just freaked out everybody who's listening who really pays attention to the podcast, because I very frequently try to get them to read a college commencement speech called This is Water. It starts with that parable.
Was it actually?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that. Yeah, that's like my favorite Pixar scene.
Yeah.
I remember I was watching, I put on Soul last year at school when I just wanted to die, honestly, there. Never go to SCAD. But I was sitting in my bed thinking about how much better life could be. And I put Soul on because I was like, this is like one of those sad but uplifting but like whatever movies. I put it on, I'm sitting in bed, I'm writing something. And she said that. And I just started crying. And I was like, oh my God, get me out of here.
Have you never seen me give a little book to people as a graduation gift?
You would give the book to everyone but me.
Yes, because I was going to give it to you when you graduated from college.
Yeah, but now I've set that back 17 years. Yes. So,
well, I'm going to give it to you when you get your undergrad, but it's called This is Water. It starts with that parable. Oh, wow.
By that time, my frontal lobe will be developed too.
Yeah, you're going to understand interest and compound interest and everything.
Yeah.
All right. This was good. I love you. I'm glad we got to see each other for an hour.
Okay, well, I'm not going anywhere. I mean, we could still talk after this.
Yeah, I know, but I have to hang. I have other things going. I've got texts here from clients, and I got to work. I got a life here.
Oh, okay. I guess I'll just go then. The hell?
It's just what it is. Plus, how much of this do you want people to listen to?
What are you talking about? I'm not saying that they have to listen to this.
No, I'm saying it's an hour and 8 minutes long. We got to, it's time to end.
Yeah, I know. I thought we were done. Are we not done?
We've been recording the whole time.
No, yeah, but I thought it was over now.
Yeah.
We're just talking.
No, we're done. But I do want to say this real quickly before I stop the recording.
So we're not done. Oh my God.
Right. Some of the short movies by Pixar are excellent. And the one that sticks out in my head as just enjoying it the most, Jerry's Game, For the Birds, and there's one.
Wait, is Jerry's Game the little chess match?
Yes.
Let me look at
I also really like One Man Band.
Is that that's like they don't speak in that one, right?
They don't speak in a lot of them.
Yeah. God.
Like when they took the Luxo Jr. out of the beginning of the Pixar movies, I was disappointed. Like the lamp that comes bouncing in.
It's like
yeah, I didn't like it.
Wow, I don't have any pitch, so that was terrible.
And Ba-O, I think, was the one where they make the dumplings.
I like Lava.
Lava, yeah, where the island falls in love, right?
Oh, the One Man Band. Yeah, I like that one. Did you say Jerry's Game?
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that one. There's this one short, but I can never remember the name of it. I really don't know what it's called. I don't know if it was Pixar, but it's about like this man and this woman, and they're like sitting on a bench.
Okay.
And like I remember like he has a briefcase or something, and his papers fly everywhere.
Okay.
I don't know. I saw it when I was like 9 years old. I'll never be able to I don't remember what it was.
It's called Paperman.
Paperman?
It was released in 2012 and premiered before the movie Wreck-It Ralph.
Oh, maybe it did. Yes, it was Paperman.
Yeah, I don't know if I know it.
How did you?
ChatGPT.
Oh my God, how did you find that?
I ChatGPT'd the following. Man and woman on bench, papers fly, Pixar. Paperman was released in 2012 and premiered before the movie Wreck-It Ralph.
After meeting the girl of his dreams on a commuter train, office worker uses a fleet of paper airplanes to get her attention after spying her again in a skyscraper window.
Have I ever seen that one? I don't think I've seen Wreck-It Ralph.
I don't know, but I was like 9 and I was like, oh my God, that's adorable.
You like that one? Well, you can watch it on the YouTube
Disney
if you want.
Plus.
Disney Plus, YouTube.
Well.
All right. I don't know if you can YouTube it or if you can YouTube people's reviews of it. You know what I mean?
Why would I want to do that? In what world?
I know. Yeah, I'm going to have to I'll go to Disney Plus. I'm going to watch it today. That's what I'm going to do. When I'm all done. All right. Say goodbye.
Okay, goodbye.
Huge thanks to Cozy Earth for sponsoring this episode of the Juicebox Podcast. CozyEarth.com. Use the offer code JUICEBOX at checkout to save 40% off of your entire order. The conversation you just enjoyed was brought to you by US Med. usmed.com/juicebox or call 888-721-1514. Get started today and get your supplies from US Med. If you're living with type 1 diabetes, the After Dark collection from the Juicebox Podcast is the only place to hear the stories that no one else talks about. From drugs to depression, self-harm, trauma, addiction, and so much more. Go to juiceboxpodcast.com, up in the menu, and click on After Dark. There you'll see a full list of all of the After Dark episodes. You can also search your podcast or audio player for Juicebox Podcast After Dark. All right, kids, we're done. We're at the end. Just do me one last favor, if you can, if you could, please. If you have the need or the desire for something that one of the sponsors is providing, please use my links or my offer codes. They help the show so much, and that means me. You're helping me to make this podcast every day. You're helping me to support the private Facebook group, do all the things that I'm doing. I'm not asking you to buy something you don't want or something you don't need, but if you're going to get one of these items, use my links or my offer codes. They help me a ton. Thank you so much for listening and for supporting. I really do genuinely appreciate it. I'll be back very soon with another episode. The episode you just heard was professionally edited by Wrong Way Recording. WrongWayRecording.com. If you have a podcast or you're making an album or have some other audio needs, check out Rob.